In this short demo, we're going to look at how Huddle can complement your advisory and management consulting engagements, helping your teams and your clients to operate with greater confidence and closer collaboration, greatly increasing the likelihood of a successful engagement. Huddle is more than just storage in the cloud. A workspace is where you can start to organize people, content, projects and team communication in one place. You'll see that a workspace can be customized to suit your brand and to give your client engagements an identity. In this workspace, you can see that we have the consulting firm's brand, the client's brand, a customized overview, background image, and a dedicated URL. This overview page offers an at-a-glance view of activity that's happening in the workspace, and I also have a calendar displaying upcoming tasks relating to this engagement. Before we dive into how you can share and collaborate on content, it's worth just highlighting that it's within the workspace that users can carefully start to secure access to content and control who can access and edit files. The People tab gives you a directory of all the people that currently have access to this workspace. There's a couple of important things to point out here. Firstly, you can only access a workspace by invitation. There's no way to organically discover and access a workspace or file like you might do on a network drive. Secondly, you'll also notice that users are grouped into teams. You'll see here that we have the advisory team, including those conducting discovery work and performing analysis, and also management, who will need to track activity and progress on the engagement, while also providing feedback where needed. We've also got the client and an external specialist who is supporting the engagement by providing industry-specific expertise during the analysis and review phases. You can use these teams to set very granular levels of control and permissions around your content based on the user and where they sit in your organisation. There are different roles that can be assigned to users, including being workspace managers. You can see a list of workspace managers here at the top. Workspace managers are super users with the ability to control some key administrative policies. For example, I can decide which users can invite additional users into the workspace. I can also quickly remove users or change which team they sit in and adjust their access rights. So now we've looked at teams and people, let's now take a look at the Files tab. This is where you'll spend the majority of your time in Huddle. You can store any kind of file in a workspace, including video and images. You'll see it's a very simple and familiar interface with folders and subfolders to help you navigate to your documents. We've optimized the folder structure for a typical consulting engagement, with sections for key components including discovery, analysis, and preparation of the final report. But users can create their own folder structure to suit your own internal processes. Let's take a quick look at the Discovery folder. We can quickly check the permissions and access for this folder, and if I need to adjust that as a workspace manager, I could do that right here. When you open a folder, you'll see that you can have subfolders and files. And when you open a file, you'll see that it's beautifully previewed within Huddle itself, so you can read a document, even in full screen, print it, even watch streaming video without leaving Huddle. Surrounding the file are some key actions such as copy, edit and delete, and also some unique Huddle features that we'll look at in more detail during this demo. Let's imagine that this logistics supplier scorecard needs some amendments. So we're going to edit this document. Now there are two modes I can use. I can either read only or I can edit and lock it. So let's edit and lock, which effectively checks the document out of Huddle. This is really important because it means Huddle always maintains a single and most current version of the file. So there's no more chaos managing and merging edits across different versions. In this case, the scorecard might need to be updated and reviewed by multiple people before being finalised. The document opens directly in the appropriate Office application on your desktop, and that's because we have a tool called Huddle Desktop, which acts as a bridge between the desktop applications and the web, so it's immediately familiar to your users. You'll see that Huddle is even pulling in the document's comment stream so I can recap on the discussion. And if I want to, I can post a comment back, and that comment will be synced back up to Huddle. So let's make a simple edit. I can save this in the regular way. Click Save, and I get a notification that Huddle has saved this version back into the cloud. And I can leave a comment to let my colleagues know about the change I've just made. Anyone that goes into Huddle will now be seeing the latest version, and a new version will be logged into the system. I can even go back in time to view these earlier versions if I need to compare versions. I can also look at all the activity associated with this document, and I can even filter by specific types of action, making it easy to see, for example, who has downloaded the document or if a senior member of the team has recently reviewed it. All of this activity is timestamped and audited in Huddle. For situations where multiple documents need to be uploaded, a series of interview notes perhaps, Huddle has a number of convenient options for adding new files right from your desktop. One way is to simply select the files on the desktop and drag them onto the Huddle page in the browser. Let's now take a look at preparation of the final report and how Huddle can accelerate the review and approval process. Of course, the folder structure you see here can be renamed and reorganized to suit your own needs, but if we navigate into the presentation folder, you'll see we have the final version of the client report. In this instance, one of the engagement team has added in the final recommendations for the client. I'm happy with the updates, and I'm going to request an approval from the senior partner on this engagement. To prepare for the client presentation, I also want to be able to review the documents in more detail later, but I know that internet connectivity might be a problem, so I can set this file to be available to me offline. If I needed to, I could review and even edit, with changes being synced back when I reconnect. Let's now look at tasks and how they can help to keep advisory engagements on track. Tasks can be used to assign work out to anyone in the workspace or to mark project milestones, and you can easily customize your own task types. It's also particularly effective for multifaceted projects which may require the collation and analysis of data from many different sources or locations. Rather than sending out lists of tasks via email, then saving email attachments back into a network drive, we can use Huddle to assign discovery, collation or analysis tasks out to the team or even the client. Here we can see that a member of my team is being asked to complete and upload infrastructure review notes to a particular folder by a set date. Once Kate has completed the task, she can mark the task as complete. Instead of more traditional email updates getting lost in my inbox or in the noise that can come with running multiple engagements at once, this makes it simple for advisory leads to monitor progress against key milestones and check outstanding actions. Let's take a quick look at how Huddle can be deployed as a client engagement portal. It's through this workspace that we'd look to share the final report with the client, capture and manage any subsequent discussion, client feedback or follow-up actions. So you can see how Huddle can be applied to a number of advisory scenarios, and in fact Huddle can make working on multiple engagements very efficient by using the dashboard. By viewing the dashboard, I can see a personalised, consolidated list of activity across all my workspaces and projects, including recent file uploads, approvals, approval requests and comments that people have made. I also have dedicated views of which approvals are outstanding, both for myself and for anyone else I'd set an approval for. You can see that in this case, some art assets are still awaiting my approval. A snapshot of my open tasks is also surfaced, and I can even mark tasks as complete right from the dashboard. With so much going on, it's important to give people easy ways to get back to what they were working on. We've provided search and also recent files for this purpose, not only in the browser but also via the Huddle desktop and mobile apps. So, for example, If I need to quickly make a comment to a document that I was working on recently, but I've forgotten where it was stored, I can go to Recent Files, select the document, and it will take me straight to the relevant workspace and file. One thing we haven't covered yet is the Huddle for mobile apps for both Android and iOS. This is the Huddle iOS app running on my iPad. Again, we have an activity stream, so if I'm on the road I can quickly scan through and keep track of key projects and discussions, and also a list of notifications. And our mobile apps are the perfect way to stay on top of tasks while on the move. I can see outstanding tasks that have been assigned to me, so I can start to prioritise my work. And it's surfacing items that need my immediate approval, so I'm not going to miss any milestones if I'm out of the office. You can see the final report presentation here that I set an approval for earlier in the presentation. And importantly, I can see the context of the approval request as I have the comment stream. So the mobile app is a really powerful way to surface relevant content, activity and actions to users while on the move, which is perfect for advisory engagements which require a lot of time in the field, or for business managers and partners who are jumping between client sites and the office. So that's a very quick overview of Huddle. I hope that's gone some way towards helping you understand where Huddle can add benefit to your advisory engagements through improved workflows, document management and mobility. Thanks for your time. If you have any questions, please get in touch via huddle.com.